Hello everyone, today is February 27th, 2026, and today I'm going to be talking about something way different. I'm going to be talking about NASA, the space organization today. But first, I have to give a thank you to my friend Jesus. He picked me up today, we hung out for a little bit, and he gave me $60. So I wanted to thank my friend Jesus for the $60 donation. It helps tremendously. And in general, before I talk about the NASA thing, I want to say that, I met Jesus literally on the first day that I started my previous job. So I believe that was November 14th, 2023. And so he's been my friend ever since then. He helped me, in the very early stages of the job, like with translating and and then like throughout the time that I've known him, he's helped me with rides and with money, buying me food, taking us out, a lot of stuff. So yeah, so he's besides giving us money, which we're very appreciative of, again, like today, him giving me money, and like I said, he's bought me pizza before and just taken me out and, driven my family and I to Wenatchee and taken us to like Costco and just all kinds of stuff. And then especially, that's what I was going to say, even non-monetary things too, like when my car was broke down, was it last year? I think my car was broke down during the winter. He helped me tremendously through that too, because I had to walk to work every day, and so he would pick me up on a lot of days, and it was freezing cold sometimes, so he gave me a lot of rides, and he would buy me breakfast sometimes, and so yeah, so he's been Jesus has been a great friend, again, since I've met him in November of 2023. And so yeah, so thank you very much to him and his family. Even his wife, she gave my girlfriend a ride before. My girlfriend and my son, I was at work one day, and his wife gave my girlfriend a ride and my son a ride to Walmart. And so him and his family have been they've been great friends to us for the past almost 2.5 years now. So yeah, so thank you very much to him. I've always, I've kind of wanted to give a big thank you to him for a long time, and I thought to mention it today, since he gave me the money and all that. So anyway, it was nice hanging out with him, and he even bought me a bottle of water, and so yeah, but it was nice to see him. But anyhow, so yeah, I wanted to talk about NASA today, of all things. So the reason I want to talk about NASA, the space organization, is because for those who don't know, there's a program by NASA called the Artemis program, and basically it's their plan to send humans back to the moon. And they've had this Artemis thing going for several years now, right? And so they have Artemis 1, Artemis 2, Artemis 3, etc. Right? So Artemis 1 was sending an unmanned mission around the moon, which they already did. Artemis 1 has already been completed. They sent unmanned rocket, and I think it just went around the far side of the moon, whipped around, and came back to Earth. Artemis 2, which has not happened yet, which is supposed to be happening right now, is sending a manned mission around the moon, basically the same route, but this time with people on board. I think like 5 astronauts, right? And it's supposed to be going on. I'm watching behind me because people keep walking behind. Just trying to see what's going on. Artemis 2 it was supposed to happen, basically around this time, and they keep delaying it because they're having problems with one of the rockets, this and that, right? And then Artemis 3, which is supposed to happen after Artemis 2, is to send a manned rocket, but to land on the moon, okay? But today, NASA announced that Artemis 3, they're no longer going to try to put people on the moon for Artemis 3. It's going to happen sometime later on. And so the big news is that's a huge setback. Okay, they've already been having setbacks, like I said, with this Artemis 2 mission. Keep having to roll back the rocket, and we got a helium leak or this and that's going, and they're not able to get the rocket off the ground, and send in the astronauts around the moon. So that's already a problem as it is. And then they came out today and said, yeah, Artemis 3, that's not even going to send humans to land on the moon anymore. And so, the reason that's a big blow is, one, NASA's been saying with this new Artemis thing since they announced it several years back, that we're going back to the moon this time, because they've been promising it since the last time we supposedly went, when it was the 70s, right? They keep saying, yeah, we're going to go back, never have in the past 50 years or so, right? But this time with the Artemis, we're going to send humans, we're going to land them back on the moon, this and that. That's been the whole thing with Artemis. And then all of a sudden today, no, it's not going to happen with Artemis 3. They're going to do it in more increments or whatever the new plan is. But I'm telling you right now, it's whatever their plan is. Instead of, I think it was supposed to happen around 2027, where they're actually going to land the humans, astronauts on the moon. It's, whatever new year they come up with, 2028, 2029, it's not going to happen. I hate to say it, but they're just going to keep pushing it back, if it ever happens. And so, it's just really bad optics for NASA. There's already a certain percentage of Americans, let alone whoever else in the world. There's a certain percentage of Americans who don't even believe that we went to the moon in the first place, right? I'm not going to get into any of the conspiracy stuff about that, or even into my personal beliefs, because it really doesn't matter. The point is that there is a certain percentage of Americans, us from the country that the moon landing supposedly happened. It was Americans who landed on the moon, again, supposedly, right? So the fact that there's even a certain percentage of American citizens who don't even believe that we went to the moon, that's bad enough. And then when stuff like this happens, it just reaffirms for all those people that believe that we didn't go to the moon. It's just like, look, we supposedly went 50 years ago, and they're spending billions and billions of dollars every year, supposedly getting these rockets ready and all this. Still not going. Looks really bad. And then on top of everything else, all the delays and all this, potentially the worst part is, for those who don't know, there's basically, I don't want to say a war, but like a battle between China and the United States. Not a battle in the traditional sense, like on the battlefield or whatever, but like a technological supremacy battle, like who can be the first to have, a quantum computer between the United States and China, or who can have the fastest supercomputer between the United States and China, who can have the best robotics, this and that. And so all the while NASA is sitting here, delay. China, on the other hand, is making it happen. I think they just had some kind of achievement with something in outer space. I can't remember what happened. I know that China has their own space station, because they weren't allowed to go on the space station with us and Russia, and so China just said, okay, well, screw you guys, we'll just have our own space station. So they already did that. China already has a plan to send their own people to the moon, right? And like I said, China's always trying to get the fastest supercomputers. They're always doing stuff in robotics. And so, yeah, while we're sitting here in the United States diddling around and, arguing about, what gender you are, or, what's a male and what's a female, while we're sitting here, worrying about who's in the Epstein files, or, it's unfortunate we have to worry about all this nonsense. China, on the other hand, is getting stuff done. As an American, I can say China is getting stuff done. Well, again, while we're sitting here arguing and disputing and just, dealing with all the nonsense and chaos that we deal with in the United States, China is getting stuff done in the technological world. And so we were supposed to, with this Artemis program, the United States was supposed to get humans back on the moon first. But with this new setback, a lot of people are saying, hey, now it looks like China might even beat us to that. So on top of all these other little battles that are going in, like I said, trying to get the best supercomputers, the best quantum computers, having the best, robots and all this kind of stuff. The United States, the ones who supposedly already went to the moon, and we've been spending billions of sending people back to the moon, and we continue to fail on that and delay. China's just trudging along, just chugging along like a train. They're coming. China's coming. And so it's I would say it's really bad optics today for NASA and maybe the United States in general. Hey, don't get me wrong, I love my country and this and that, and I wish that we were sending I wish the Artemis 2 program was doing well, and the humans were already on their way to, the astronauts were already on their way to the moon, and I wish the Artemis 3 thing didn't get canceled with putting humans on the moon. I wish we were number one in education in the world, but unfortunately we're not. Even the last world chess champion was Chinese, Ding Liren. I'm trying to think who the current world chess champion is right now. But yeah, so China's doing it. I mean, China's trying to be the best, trying to be number one, and they're doing it. Again, as we're sitting here over here in the United States arguing and bickering and this and that and whatever, China is just, they're getting it done. I mean, like they say, you got to give credit where credit is due, right? And right now, China's on the path to winning. When you go to the store, I'm gonna tell you, for those of you not in the United States, when you go to the store in the United States and you grab a product, pretty much, I'm trying to look for something in my car, but you grab a product, and in the United States, it's required to say where the product is made. So it might say made in Mexico or made in the Philippines or whatever. And the vast majority of products that you pick up, you could pick up any random product from virtually any store, Walmart, Target, anywhere, and it'll say made in China. Made in China. Yep. So I don't know what we in the United States need to do to get our stuff together. But yeah, we're falling behind. We're falling behind, like I said, in everything, with math, with science, with our space program. We haven't had a world chess champion from the United States since Bobby Fischer. Everything. So yeah. So anyhow, so not good news today for NASA. Big setback. I would say a really big setback from the country who supposedly sent humans to the moon. The only country who's ever sent humans to the moon, supposedly, was the United States during the however many moon landings there were, right? We were the country. We're the ones who did it. And for the past several years, spending billions of dollars of U.S. taxpayer money, maybe your taxpayer money, my taxpayer money, to try to send humans around the moon, back to the moon, and they come out today and say, oh, that's not going to happen now. Yeah. Anyways, so that's it. So that's the video. Thank you again to my friend Jesus, again for the money today, but all the stuff you've done for me. You've been a great friend, Jesus. If you happen to see this video, you've been a great friend for the past, like I said, almost 2.5 years now, and you're just a fantastic friend. And so I thank you, and I thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next video.